Shalom, shalom, shalom to the elect. Let's begin this lesson by giving honor and glory to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Let's give double honors to our head apostles, the elders, the bishops out of the great millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations, peace to the tabernacle of David, 144,000, the men you see on the highways and the byways, making their body a living sacrifice unto our King, our Redeemer, our Savior, Yahawashi, which is our reasonable service unto the King, Yahawashi, and to the large multitude, men, women, children, whom our King, our Redeemer, Yahawashi, is going to have mercy upon the household of faith. I pray that this message find all of you in perfect peace. I pray that when it's all said and done, you are edified. Okay, that's why we do these lessons, to comfort you through the spirit and power of our King, our Redeemer, Yahawashi. This word here, it is the comforter. Okay, it's supposed to comfort you, should never put you in fear, it's supposed to prepare your mind for the event that are coming to pass, and the tribulation and the famine of the word, and that's where we are, and the famine of hearing the word of the Lord. Amos chapter 8, before I get into the video, Amos chapter 8 verse 11. Behold, the days cometh, says the Lord Yahawah power, that I will send the higher. It's the Lord that is doing it. So when Esau says you need identification to upload videos on the web, guess what? It's the Lord that is doing it. That I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahawah. You see, you need to hear this word here, because at the end of the day, Isaiah 33:6 says what? The knowledge, it's a wisdom and knowledge. It's going to be what? The stability of the time. So if you don't have this, you are through. You don't have this knowledge, this wisdom, you are finished. But Esau is about to remove it. You see, but this is the Lord doing it. Because why? We are the end. The prophets have been out there, they've preached the word, now comes judgment. That's why it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. And they shall wander from sea to sea, going from one website to another. And then from north even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahawah, and shall not find it. Because why? Esau, he themselves proclaim white man is about to shut everything down. The beloved brother, I think it's North Carolina or South. No, I think it's North Carolina. All Precept. That's the brother's channel. GMS All Precept. He did this lesson a few days ago. I saw it, but and then the Spirit moved me to respond. I'm just going to let him speak. Okay, it has to do with what? This latest Esau's move, and the small heart, the big nose people, because they control everything. Don't get it twisted. Esau, the Amalek, the big nose, the small heart, and the one ruling the entire world, they control all these platforms. Okay, so hear what he has to say. He says, we warned you, the work is about to get cut short. That's famine. The work is about to get what? Let me go back again. We warned you. That's the brother's title. This is his channel. Subscribe to this beautiful brother's channel. GMS All Precept. GMS All Precept. We warned you. The work is about to get cut short. You see? About to get cut short. Listen to what the brother is saying. He's going to play a few videos, and I'm going to let him speak. I'm not going to interrupt, because most of the precept that I have lined up, he already spoke on it. He's going to speak on it. So, family, listen to this and let's go.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, Rawchaa, Qadash.
Let me pause it for a second. Again, I had to mention this. So this is my backup. This is on Rumble. I've had this, I created this channel, I'll say 3-4 years ago. I barely put videos on it. But the last, my last post was what? A year ago. Election has obtained it. That's what it's called. So if I'm not on YouTube, because I'm not going to be using my ID, I'm not going to be downloading my driver's license, all my information to put up a video, that ain't going to happen. Okay, that ain't going to happen. But if I'm not able to upload videos on YouTube, this is where I'm going to be through the spirit and power of our King, our Redeemer, Yahawashi. Okay? We are the end. Election has obtained it. It says election has obtained it. That's it. All one word. This is the channel. Okay? So that's where I'm going to be. So that's why if you don't hear from me a day or two, this is where I'm going to be. Okay? So anyway, let's continue with this brother. Like I said, I'm going to let him speak. It's going to be a short video, family, just to make that point that Esau is about to remove us off the internet. Okay? Let's go.
Again, we warned you that the famine of the word is coming quickly.
Seriously, I know why they're doing this now. It's the summer, it's the end of July. If you're in America, it's like peak vacation season. People aren't paying attention, but I'm asking you, if you don't watch any of my other videos today, I guess I wouldn't know if you didn't watch this one, but this one needs your interaction, needs you to leave a like on it, needs you to share it on your social media. This is important. YouTube has now been thrown into, I assume, every other video platform, has now thrown into the list of applications that will be banned for anyone under the age of 16. Now you might think, well, who cares? You know, I think social media is bad for young people, and I agree with you. I think, however, this needs to be mitigated, litigated, enacted in the household by the parents, not the government. And what's happening is, in 3 different nations right now, Australia, kind of the tip of the spear. What's happening in Australia right now, you can expect to be in Europe in a month or two, and then in the United States in 6 months. There are varying forms of each bill in each nation that I need to go through, because this is how the government is going to enact digital ID and ultimately social credit score. If you don't think that's how it is, please give me 12 minutes of your time to explain. First, YouTube has now been included in Australia's teen social media ban. Maybe I'd be thinking, I don't live in Australia. Why do I care? Well, because it's the exact same legislation that's going on in the UK and Europe with the Online Safety Act, and in the United States with the Kids Online Safety Act, known as COSA. All of this stuff is going on at the same time right now, globally. And when you start enacting, you're having big tech, have people's identifications to prove your ID, prove your age. We just saw that one app that got exposed with, 70,000 driver's license or whatever like that getting put out there. This is huge. Remember, COSA's right here in America. Same thing. Reject online censorship, tell lawmakers to oppose COSA. COSA won't make the kids safe. Instead, it puts youth in danger by preventing them from accessing resources they need. Concern about young people's harm from big tech are valid and real, but enabling censorship that harms the most marginalized kids. Again, the left and right are working together on this, but the issue is the same. The COSA bill in the United States will allow the government to pressure social media platforms to erase content that could be deemed inappropriate for people under the age of 18. The problem is there's absolutely no consensus on what exactly is inappropriate for them. All across the country, we're seeing how lawmakers are going after young people's access to gender-affirming healthcare. No, I don't support any of that. Kids should not be going for that. But again, this is the left saying, but this is for LGBT. But on the right, you have to understand COSA as well. Look at Spotify right now. We need to check your age. To access certain contents on Spotify, we need to make sure you're 18 or older. One of the best accounts to follow is Reclaim the Net, because they're always on the first and foremost on that. 1 hour ago, France is criminally investigating X. Prosecutors want access to the platform's algorithm and real-time data, citing complaints about Musk's ownership and alleged bias for content mediation. Just yesterday, I talked about Jim Jordan, U.S. politician, talking about how the UK was trying to intimidate Rumble and saying that they'll be watching them, that they want to comply with the Online Safety Act. This is bonkers. New internal emails reveal that Ofcom, Britain's media regulator, has been quietly pressuring US-based firms like Rumble and Reddit to obey the UK censorship law. I did a video on this yesterday. Nobody watched it. It bombed. It got like 30,000 views. No one cares. I'm imploring people to start caring. Here's what's going on in Australia. YouTube banned looms as Australia's woke chief censor gets her way. YouTube faces strict new age restrictions after being swept into Australia's looming social media crackdown by the e-safety commissioner. What does this mean? Well, now it means that the government will be working hand in hand with social media, not just YouTube, but X and Rumble and everything else, to tell people what they're allowed to see. Now, on top of that...
See? That's the point. Okay? That's the famine. All right? And again, who's all behind it? You know, I did this lesson 8 days ago. All right? All social media targeted. Famine of the word. And the stage is set for extreme persecution, right? So again, my point is who's behind it all, right? Let's play that again.
You're going to want to hear this. We opened a center in Silicon Valley back in 2017. And the woman who runs it, she's an ex-Facebook executive. I have software engineers and data scientists working at ADL. We're monitoring all this stuff, and we're working with all the platforms, by the way. Google and YouTube and Meta and Twitter and Reddit and Steam and Amazon, all these companies. I'm like, Apple is doing, we work with all of them, okay? That's
all small heart, big nose people. That's right. That these are the men, these are the people that the Lord Yahawashi is about to chase out of the world. That's right. It was in Numbers chapter 24, verse 20. Amalek was the first of the nation, but his end, that why he perished forever. He perished forever. Maybe let's get it. How about we get it quickly? Let's go here to the book of Numbers. Because again, the Bible says what? The joy of the hypocrite is only for what? A moment. A moment. He's talking, opening his mouth, his yap, talking all these 2030 agenda, 2040 agenda. Everybody's going to be living in 50-minute city. Everybody's going to be eating bugs, and they're going to be living on their yacht. Family is only for a moment. Nothing to be afraid of. And what is it called? Numbers 24, verse 20. It says here, and when he looked on Amalek, the Lord, it said he took up his parable and said, Amalek, the small heart, the big nose people, was the first of the nations. That's what the one ruling right now. But his latter end shall be that he perish forever. That's what is coming for these devils. That's right. That's what is coming for these devils. We say Tawada Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Let's continue.
Relevant because we've been working with Twitter now since it was founded. We work with the old regime, working with the new regime. Like I'm talking to Elon, and we're trying to work with them.
He's literally bragging out loud about how they have daily meetings with all the social media companies. Sorry, not even just social media platforms. He said Zoom, private conversations in order to censor speech they do not like. And let's just be 100% straight up. The ADL is not a civil rights group. It is an intelligence organization operating within the United States on behalf of another country.
All right, so like we know, all right, the small hats, the 1948ers are the ones that's putting the pressure upon these social media platforms and the government to regulate what's going on the internet. Bottom line, right? Amos 8 and 11, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, power, Yahawashi, Yahawashi, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord, Yahawashi, Yahawashi. All right, you got these age verifications, all right, they want you to show your ID, upload your ID, scan your face, put your home address and phone number in. Man, nobody gonna be doing that, man. Okay? So again, this family is about to come quick as we see it. Okay? We've been warning you about this. All right? That YouTube land was not going to be forever. All right? They're gonna start wiping these videos off like they did before during the C-19. But it's gonna be on a whole other level. And they should wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They should run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, Yahawashi, Yahawashi, and shall not find it. See? In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst, man. People are going to be hurt out here when when these videos go away, when the prophets of Yahawashi are no longer on the scene, man. Okay? Let's finish this out.
How will they actually enforce this? Well, if you want to have access to the internet, you're going to have to give them your ID, your personal information. Now, big tech will be the gatekeeper of everything online, and we know just how honest and trustworthy big tech is. A dramatic policy reversal will now see YouTube included in Australia's upcoming ban on under 16s holding social media accounts, setting the stage for a potential high court showdown with the Google platform. Again, you hear Australia, you think, who cares, haha, kangaroos and drop bears. But the reality is, this is the legislation that's setting the rules for what's happening right now in the UK and the United States.
Who frame this mischief by law. Okay? This is how they're able to, make things move through their legislations and decrees. Right? Scripture said that his tongue walking throughout the earth. I was thinking about that real quick. Psalm 73. Okay. Psalm 73 and verse 8, it says, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully. All right, because these devils are proud. As you heard that guy, Greenblatt, all right, from the video I played in my lesson I did a few days ago, all right? He was speaking proudly about how they're working with all the social media platforms, the government, and all of that, all right, to pretty much control the narrative that's going out on the internet, man. Psalm 73:9, they set their mouth against the heavens and their tongue walking through the earth, right? And part of that is how they, enforce these laws and decrees,
Communications Minister Loser Anika Wells will officially unveil the decision today after receiving advice last month from the e-safety commissioner, shouldn't even be a role, recommending that YouTube be subject to the same restrictions as platforms like TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram. Under the new rules, which come into effect this December, YouTube and other major platforms will be legally required to take reasonable steps to prevent persons under 16 from creating or holding an account. Logged out viewing will still be allowed, but users under 16 will be barred from uploading videos, posting comments, or receiving personalized content. Wells claims that the decision would help reduce the persuasive and pervasive influence that social media has over kids and provide peace of mind to parents. No! No, 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 no. No. What this is the government wants to raise your kids. It's bad enough when you have leftoids trying to trans your kids. But this is the government wants to raise your...
So, family, you get a point. You get a point. The famine of hearing the word of the Lord is coming. But let's finish off here. Let's go to Isaiah 29. Let's do 15. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. It says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord. What is their counsel? Eventually, everything is going to go digital. They're using the children, claiming to be protecting the children. If you really want to protect the children, you should shut down the Catholic Church, okay? That's right. Shut down the Catholic Church first. That's why that will protect children. Because I'm yet to see any so-called, a cardinal or these priests goes to jail. That's right. Shut down the Catholic Church. Okay, there's so much video, all the rap videos out there with all these women there, and Little Red or whatever their names are. And Cardi B, clean up. Get rid of all those videos. That's right. All the wickedness are still there. All these videos all this whoredom that these people pushes on the internet is there. These people don't care about children. But they're going to use that. The children. Children are being kidnapped and child sacrifice across the board. That's what these devils are into. Now all of a sudden they care about children. But let's continue. Isaiah 29 verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahawah, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us? And who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, He made me not, or shall the thin frame say of him that frame it? He had no understanding. The Lord sees everything. The Lord knows why you're doing this. He's the one that put it in your mind to do it. So family, we are at the end. That's why I said you should be rejoicing every day. Except for the terrible one, Esau, Edom, self-proclaimed white man, for the terrible one is brought to naught. We told you, the joy of the hypocrite is only for a moment. Job chapter 20, verse 4 and 5. It tells you. It says here, for the terrible one, Esau, Edom, self-proclaimed white man, is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. All the sinners. That's why all the wicked people, they're about to be cut off. Nothing to be afraid of. Verse 21, that make a man an offender. And who are they coming after? The men of the Lord. Because we are exposing everything through the spirit and power of our King, our Redeemer, Yahawashi. Talking about, you have to upload your ID on it. They are worried about the children. The children. These devil, Esau, he themselves proclaim white men. The Lord Ethiopia, what's the Bible said, Jeremiah 13:23. The Ethiopian can change. Says, can the Ethiopian change his skin? The answer is no. Can the leopard change his spot? The answer is clearly no. And the person who's not accustomed to do good, can they do good? No. That means if they do good, that means the Lord is a liar. The Lord created this man to be the devil. It said, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. Who is reproving? The man of the Lord. It says, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. Yeah. Everything is coming together perfectly. So family, I'm going to end it there. Like I said, I don't want this thing to be too long. You can check out the video and the full video at our GMS All Precepts. Okay, we warn you. The work is about to cut short. Famine. Yeah, that's why we're here. But what are Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi? The Lord is, listen, it's from one glory to another. The word is being preached. Now what? Here comes what? That's right. Power. The Lord is going to give some of his men power. That's why you're going to see our people that have been sick raised up. The lame is going to, family, the book of Acts 2.0 is about to be fulfilled. Yes, it is coming. We just have to be patient. Spiritual power is coming, man. But anyways, family, again, just in case you don't see me on YouTube, okay, I'm going to be right here. Okay, election, Yahawah will, because family, eventually they're going to take down all these social platforms. They're telling you, because they are the one running it. The small heart, the big nose people. That's why, remember, we don't own anything. They control everything. That family is not going to come to naught. They're not going to win at the end. There's no way in the Bible that says at the end Esau overthrown Jacob. It's not written. It said Esau, the self-proclaimed white man, is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So yeah, election has obtained it. Only the elect will eventually get this message, and the rest were what? Blinded. So that's right. That's the channel on Rumble. Okay, it's very easy to subscribe, family. Just go in there, you type in election has obtained, it will come up, and then hit following, and that's it. It's done. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Shalom, shalom, shalom.